Hello, and welcome to our Yoga Hero Teachers podcast. This podcast has been designed to help yoga teachers teach with passion, avoid burnout, and earn a fair living. This episode is the answer to the question, do I need a yoga brand? Does this sound familiar to you? You start practicing yoga initially for a reason. To de-desk, to rehabilitate an injury, to feel calmer. You were so blown away by how much yoga improves your life. You have a desire, a calling to share that with others. You do your research and enroll on a yoga teacher training, and it quite simply changes your life. Now you're even more motivated than ever to share yoga with others. So now you contact studios to see if there's any openings, look around your local area to rent somewhere to start your own classes, you start teaching online. People come to your classes, but not loads of people, and you would like to reach more people, but how? So you start to do some research. Maybe with yoga business blogs or this podcast or by talking to your fellow yoga teachers. And they say, have you got a website? Have you done any advertising on Instagram? Have you thought about flyering or starting an e-newsletter or working with this person or that company? And then you're stuck. Ugh. This all sounds like running a business rather than sharing yoga. And you just don't know where to start. If that sounds familiar, it's because it is familiar, because it happens a lot. Don't worry, we're here to help. Over the next few episodes, we're taking the guesswork out of where to place your valuable resources of time, energy, and mental bandwidth, and helping you decide where to focus, who to work with, and what to prioritise. And we're starting with the bazillion-dollar question. Do I need a yoga brand? Before we get to the answer, because ultimately you'll be the one who'll be answering that question, let's take a look at what a brand is and what purpose it serves. Out in the big bad world, a brand gives a company a voice, a personality. The company in and of itself isn't really a tangible thing that can speak for itself. The products and services might be, but the company itself isn't. So for people, for customers, for consumers to know if this company, this product, this service is right for them, they need to know what it's about, what its values are. Is it likely to be expensive or unique or eco-friendly? And all of this is communicated through the branding, through the logo, the colours, the choice of words, and so much more. Over here in the yoga world, we tend to want to stay away from consumerist, capitalist business terms like brand, cash flow, profit, etc. But the reality is that yoga teachers are running businesses. And the more effective your business is, the more people you'll reach, and therefore, the more people's lives you'll positively affect, which I think we can all agree is what motivates most yoga teachers to train in the first place. Just bear in mind that taking pride in your yoga offering does not make you money-grabbing, profit-obsessed. It makes you a sensible yoga teacher who sees that to share yoga and to reach people while still putting food on the table means running a business effectively. Okay, so with all of that in mind, let's revisit the question again. Do I need a yoga brand? A brand is how a company communicates about itself and how consumers recognize the company. Let's reword this for you as a yoga teacher. Your brand is how you communicate about yourself in your yoga and how consumers will recognize that you are you. A yoga brand is almost an extension of your yoga teaching self. With that in mind, I think it's safe to say, yes, you need a yoga brand. Ultimately, the decision is yours. Of course it is. But at the very least, it's well worth some serious consideration. In order to know who you are and who you want to teach and to follow that through, you need to define your offering and your ideal yogis, and a yoga brand is a huge part of that. However, it doesn't need to be overwhelming or complex or take up loads of your time. In fact, soon we have a masterclass covering how to create your yoga brand, so hang fire for that. In the session, How to Create a Yoga Brand, we'll look at where on earth you start, how to choose things like colours, fonts, etc., and all the other bits and bobs that make up a brand, how to keep track of it all, and how to efficiently put it into use. Some of the things that can make up a brand include name, logo, colour palette, fonts, a strapline or a tagline, values and ethics, tone of voice, language and copy in general, price, customer relationships, photography, imagery, and to an extent, location. It's a lot, isn't it? For the avoidance of doubt, you don't need to nail down all of these elements straight away. In fact, they can and will and should evolve over time, as will your yoga teaching. As you deepen your learnings, as your life experience adds to your teaching, as you grow and change, so will your offering and so will your brand. So it's not set in stone. I find that this is one of the things that holds people back the most. The indecisiveness caused by being worried that it'll be wrong. It'll never be wrong. It'll just evolve. So for now, let yourself have a think about the different ways that you communicate with people, such as in classes, in real life chats, online, via email, etc. And just allow your cogs to start turning, considering the ways that you would love your yogis to see you and to think about you, the things that you would love people to say after an interaction with you, and have a ponder just in the back of your mind about the ways that they might perceive you, and then think this could be defined and planned and work in perfect harmony with the rest of your yoga business. Someone could see your name or your logo, absorb the colour palette, read an email you send in response to an inquiry, and attend a class. And they can experience the same values, a joined up experience throughout that delivers on what they first hoped for when they saw you. It's all been considered by you and it's all part of your yoga brand. This experience means they could become your yogi for life and that they might bring their yogi friends to you too. Sometimes there's a peace that follows making a big decision, that follows committing to something. So maybe right now, say to yourself, yes, I need a yoga brand and I'll create it in my own time and my own way. And don't forget to keep your eyes peeled for our masterclass coming very soon. Do you need a yoga brand? Yes, in my humble opinion, you need a brand. No, that does not mean a year of steering groups and blue sky thinking. No, it doesn't mean paying an agency a fortune to create you a branding guidance document. Yes, it means you'll be incredibly clear about who you are as a yoga teacher, who you want to work with, and how you go about reaching them. If you have a couple of minutes free, we'd be so grateful if you could rate and review this podcast just wherever you're listening to it. And if you can share it with a fellow yoga teacher too, well, that would just be amazing. The show notes for this session are available for you at yogahero.co.uk/podcast 25. We'd love to know how you're finding these sessions. Please do let us know by emailing hello@yogahero.co.uk or sending a DM to Yoga Hero Teachers on Instagram. But above all, happy teaching.